Today, we are talking about the blitz. We are talking about defenses who like to blitz our offense and what we can do about it. In this video, I'm going to show you a couple plays that I like to run if I know a team's bringing the heat against me on game day. What is a blitz? A blitz essentially is when a defense can throw more guys than you can block, to throw your timing off, to put pressure on your quarterback, to make it ultimately harder to do what you want to do, and that's gain yardage. So what do you have to do? You in turn have to figure out a way to attack back at that blitz. And I'm going to show you a few ways in which I like to do that against the blitz. If I know a team's blitzing, what I like to do. First thing I like to do is I like to show motion. Motion, again, can do a lot of different things. Motion is a very, very powerful tool to an offense. You can use it to switch formations. You can use it to outflank the defense. But most importantly, a lot of times what motion does is motion takes defense out of their responsibility. It creates confusion. And that's ultimately what you want to do, because when you have confusion, the defense is thinking you've won. Once you get the defense thinking, then you have a distinct advantage that you can use to gain yardage. If you know where a blitz is coming from, then that defender that is coming on that pressure, he is vacating an area. Well, the job for you is then to figure out a way to somehow replace that blitz with one of your receivers. So that's what I like to do. If I know a team's blitzing and I can figure out how they are blitzing and where they're coming from, then what I can do is then I can call plays that can then replace where that blitz is and throw quick, short passes into that area of the field where that blitzing defender just vacated from. With replacing that blitz, the one thing that is definitely important too is to have your quarterback get good at pre-snap reads. I'm a firm believer of when you come to the line, the pre-snap alignment of the defense is 80% of the picture in what you're going to see from the defense. The other 20 is after the snap, but the 80% is what you're going to see and what you're going to get as far as pre-snap reads for the quarterback. So he can make his early pre-snap reads to figure out, are they blitzing and where's it coming from, and can I replace it? So that is a huge component to replacing the blitz with a receiver, is getting that quarterback to understand where that blitz is coming from and how can I replace it. Another thing I like to do is play action. Once you've established the run game, then that's when the defense feels the need to start sending in the run blitzes, to start sending more guys and you can block. Well, that's when you hit them over the top with the play action. They move forward trying to break down the run, and then you throw it over their heads. If I know the team is blitzing, then definitely one thing I'm going to be start instituting is my screen game. Whether it's quick screens to our slot receivers, whether it's a tunnel screen or a now screen out to our outside receivers, whether it's even flaring out our running back in a tear motion or push motion, or just flaring them out quickly and getting that ball out of the quarterback's hand. The key is to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands as fast as possible, especially if you know that that defense is bringing the heat. See here, we have it drawn up in a 3-3 stack here against a cover 1 here. So the first thing I like to do is I like to pair a swing screen to our slot receiver with our zone running scheme. So we're going to be blocking zone to the left here. So he's going to latch on here. He's going to check his gap, check his A gap, check his B gap. If he's not, he can double here and then move to this linebacker there. Takes care of the play side. Knows he's going to check his A gap, check his B gap. He's going to double here, move to that linebacker. We are not blocking this defensive player right here, so he's going to take a play side step, and then he's going to move to that linebacker, and we are zoning this right here. Again, he has the opportunity to bounce it if he needs to. So we are sending this slot receiver on a fast motion. It could be this way in front. We can fake the jet with it. We can hand the jet off. A bunch of different things we can do there. But personally, what I like is I liked sending an orbit motion around, because it opened up and it gave the receiver a little bit more space and more room on the outside here to make a play, and it was a better target for the quarterback to make a play. So basically he just reads this. If he sees either this end chased down after that running back because he's unblocked, he just pulls the ball and throws it. Here is the play that I was just talking about. We are actually going to bring a fast motion with this player right here. He's going to come in fast motion towards the camera, and we are zoning this ball to the left quarterback is going to read this defender right here. They are not blitzing on this play, but however, they do get sucked in with the run action that it creates a lot of space here, and the quarterback makes a great read on this defender who decides to chase down the line at the running back and leaves all this wide open space right here. So another thing we like to do is if we know that we're going to see a lot of pressure, especially off the edges from the outside linebackers, we started running with our RPOs. We started taking advantage of the space that these defenders vacated. So we saw a lot of edge pressure off the outside linebackers coming off the edge. So what did we do? We paired that with our RPO off the inside zone run. So essentially what we did is we were just trying to vacate this, or we were trying to occupy the space that was vacated by these linebackers coming off the edge. And from there, the quarterback, all he has to do is make a quick read. If that linebacker's coming, or if that linebacker bites down on that run action, he simply just pulls the ball, and that receiver is running a simple slant into the area of where that linebacker just was. All right, so as you can see, we are in a 2x2 set here. This defender right here is the one that's going to come, and he's going to vacate the space, and this is the area of the field that we want to replace the blitz with this receiver coming in on an easy slant. And you can see there's the space. He leaves. We have this wide open window right here to hit an easy completion. This play, it's a kind of combination of the last two things I was talking about here. We are showing that fast motion with that slot receiver. We are giving the run action here. Now we are running an RPO to a sniffer back here that we bring in, and he has the option of either running up the seam or settling down in this space right here. Now you're not going to see necessarily a blitz, but the motion does play an effect to where it does get the defense to bite, so that there does create this vacancy of space for the quarterback to make a good throw right over the top of the defense. So if they're blitzing, it'd be the same idea as if they are chasing this motion, which they kind of do in this play, chase the motion, and it does create that vacant space where the quarterback makes a good read, pulls the ball, and throws it right over the top for a completion. You see the quick motion from the slot receiver going this way. Sniffer back right here is going to run up the seam. This motion does carry a lot of weight as far as stealing the eyes from the defense and making them watch that area of the field and almost forget about this sniffer back, or H back if you want to call it that, going down the seam. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like this content. Also, hit the like button. It helps this video get seen. A quick example of what I was talking about when I say try and get the ball out of your quarterback's hands as fast as possible. As you can see right here, we are in a 3x1 to the left, and nobody on this side accounting for the running back. As you can see, their strength of the defense is on this side of the ball, and you can see where the pressure is coming from. So therefore, it's an easy setup here to have this receiver run off this corner and just sneak the running back quickly out into the flats out here and get an easy completion for a lot of yardage. And if we go back, again, we'll look at it one more time. This player's coming, this linebacker's coming, and nobody accounts for the running back. Meant by getting the screen game involved. If you see the pressure is coming, let the pressure come and then hit a quick screen, whether it's out to your slot receivers on the outside, or even do a middle screen to your slot receiver where he lets the pressure come and he walks down the line, and these linemen release out and start picking off the second level defenders, and the front four or front five of the defense has already run past the ball and ran themselves out of the play. Screen game is highly useful against the blitz. As you can see, the big play. This front five here, front four, basically run themselves off the play. You can see the offensive lineman hit, then release, and go and start picking up their second level defenders. And all the while, our slot receiver is able to sneak in there and then get behind this wall and basically just bob and weave his way to the end zone. In my opinion, the quick screen that I'm about ready to show you is probably the easiest play to run against the blitz. If they're going to send multiple defenders that you cannot block, you cannot account for, makes perfect sense then to just throw the ball quickly to an area of space on the field where you essentially have a numbers advantage. And on top of that, getting the ball in your best playmaker's hands with space, with room to move. There, in my opinion, is no better play or no easier play to put in and use and utilize than the quick screen. You can set it up in multiple different ways, whether you're using motion or you're using shifts, does not matter. But in my opinion, this play right here is the easiest play to use against the blitz because it's basically just a turn and fire with the quarterback. He just turns his shoulders, squares his shoulders up, and the slot receiver here is just backpedaling and quickly getting the ball in his hands, and he's up the field. And this play is not meant to break 80 yards. It's great if it does, and that's obviously a positive, but you are gaining positive yardage. You're trying to put the ball into space where you have a numbers advantage, where you have a space advantage, and on top of that, namely trying to get the ball away from the blitz. That's the name of the game. So 5-10 yards, that's what you're looking for. If you get more than 10 and you get 15, if you break it off for 80, that is a huge positive and a huge plus. But again, the quick screen here is the best play, in my opinion, to install, to put in. Very, very easy, very, 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 very low maintenance play that you can utilize to basically slow down a blitz, because you hit this play enough a few times a game, the team's going to stop blitzing. They're going to be more worried about the slots. Then you go back to your run game. So it's an if-then scenario. But this would be the number one play if it was me. I'd be putting in, and I would be calling against a blitzing team, a team that I know that's going to be blitzing very, very often and from different locations. If I saw this and I saw they're giving me this kind of space, then I'd be calling this play a bunch, and I wish I would call it more. You already see the space right there that's already involved. We already have a numbers advantage. We released our H-back as well to get into blocking. And our playmaker does the rest. So there you have it. Those are some of the ways that I like to combat the blitz. I like to use motion. I like to use the RPO game, and I especially like to use the screen game. So those are things that you could implement into your offense right now. And if you want to learn more about motion and how I use motion, check out this video right here.